It was just another Friday evening, and I was out delivering food orders after finishing my college lectures. Usually, I worked weekends to make ends meet, but this night felt unusual. There weren't many requests coming in, and the ones that did seemed unworthy of the effort. After about an hour, I got an order that seemed better than the rest, though it was located 8 miles away. The payout wasn't bad, but the destination looked odd. Still, it seemed better than the other choices, so I accepted it and headed to the restaurant. Once I picked up the order, I placed it in my delivery bag, hopped into my car, and started following the GPS. It showed a 25-minute drive ahead, which was longer than my usual trips. The first part of the drive went through familiar streets near the university, but after 15 minutes, the surroundings began to change. Instead of houses, I was driving through stretches of fields and sparse farms. The isolation made me uneasy, but I convinced myself to keep going. Finally, in the middle of the endless fields, I spotted a lone structure that matched the delivery address. I pulled over, grabbed the order, and walked down a gravel path toward the building. The area was so quiet that the crunching of gravel under my shoes was the only sound I could hear. A faint porch light illuminated the entrance of what appeared to be an old, dilapidated home. I knocked on the door and waited, but there was no answer. I knocked again, louder this time, but still no response. No movement, no noise from inside. It became apparent that something wasn't right. The house looked abandoned, with cracked window frames and peeling paint. There were no lights on inside, adding to the unsettling vibe. I noticed the porch light and realized it wasn't connected to the house's power supply. It was a solar-powered lamp that automatically lit up at dusk. This discovery made me even more suspicious. As I tried to make sense of the situation, a loud sound behind me broke the silence. Turning around, I saw a vehicle coming down the gravel road, its headlights cutting through the darkness. The car stopped directly behind mine, and a man stepped out. I called out, asking if the order belonged to him, but he didn't respond. He just stood there, facing his car, motionless. A wave of panic surged through me as I realized how isolated I was. There was no one around to help, and the eerie silence only heightened my fear. Without thinking, I dropped the food bag and sprinted toward the back of the house. I ran into the tall grass, my heart pounding. When I glanced back, I saw the man running after me. The further I went, the denser the grass became, slowing me down. My breathing grew heavier, but I pushed forward, determined to lose him. After what felt like an eternity, I managed to escape into a clearing where I stumbled onto a small dirt road. Exhausted and terrified, I collapsed onto the ground. Eventually, a patrol car found me and took me in for questioning. When we returned to the house, the man was gone. Surprisingly, my car was untouched and the delivery bag was still sitting on the porch. This left me with the terrifying realization that his intentions had nothing to do with theft. I experienced this horrifying event when I was just 19, trying to juggle college and work. It was a chilling reminder to trust my gut instincts, especially in situations that feel off.